You disagree
Yes.
with me about the Oprah Maui thing, correct?
So I don't know if it's a disagreement, more of a bit of contention, I guess it would be, because I
Move
think
over to
the
the. Can you move over to the middle of the screen so I can see you real quick?
let me see
Just
if
move the camera the
not
other way,
too
the opposite
sure.
way,
Oh, okay. Let me
opposite way.
see. That works a little bit
There you
better.
go. There you go. Okay, Glenn. So you don't disagree, but there's a point of contention. All right.
Yeah, because I
And
think what it
anybody else
was
is more than
was
welcome to call in also. Go ahead, Glenn.
I think what it was is that everybody knows she has like $2 billion.
How do you
So what
know
I
that?
think I googled it. It
So
said something
Google
around
told you that Oprah had
2.3.
$2 billion, and so you know how much money that she got on hand to be able to have a conversation. Okay, I got you. Okay, go ahead.
I think that's just more like a general overview. So the things that I at least have read was okay. Well, she put in $10 million. It
Uh
may
huh.
have been split between her and The Rock
Well, they put in
and
$10 million. Correct. That's what they said.
together, right? So then when you do the math, it comes out to her sending in 0.002% of what they say her 2.3 billion is. I don't know if that's gross or net.
What if she didn't? What if she sent $2? What difference do it make?
Well,
Why? Okay,
that's the part that I'm
but
not.
first, oh,
Hmm?
well, hold on. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna let you finish your point, and then I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna give you the respect. Go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah. So the way that the video came off is that she may not have been asking directly for donations, but it's like, hey, I'm putting in some money. Can't you also put in some money to help, which is noble? But
That's
then
not what
when
she
you look at
said.
it's not, but it seems like it's implied. It's like, hey,
No, 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 no,
me
no,
and The
no, 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 no,
Rock.
no.
Mhm,
Words mean things. You
it
can't say
does.
that somebody implied something. She said specifically, this is what we did. This is how we set it up. I'm being transparent about it. It's going directly into
Mhm,
the hands of the people. For all of the people that reached out to me and asked me
mhm,
what it is that you can do, this is what we're doing. And so you're more than welcome to do it also. She didn't imply anything. She didn't ask anything from anybody that didn't reach out to her first, at least from
mhm.
what I seen. And I just watched the video and said, so you can't say she implied it. You can only say what she said. You can't put words in her mouth. You can't do that.
Well, when you're welcoming people in, you're basically just saying, hey, I'm leaving the door open. So why not? There's no negative to it. And I don't know if like it seems it you have to have an implication attached to it because then why would you even bother opening up the door? There was no need for her to even send out the message if she was doing it altruistically.
Okay,
If
so
she's
how much
saying,
money do you think she should have gave? Her and The Rock
"Oh,
collectively gave $10 million. How much do she?
mhm,
You counted her money. You went to Google and you figured out how much she was her net worth is. That doesn't necessarily mean that she's liquid, but that's what her
no.
net worth is according to Google. What should she have gave? What would you have done if you were Oprah?
Ooh, if I was Oprah, let's see. I say, yeah, probably a couple $1 million. Um,
So you would give less than Oprah.
she gave out 5, potentially 10. I mean, yeah, a couple $1 million. I don't
So
see
you would give
myself doing the same
less.
thing. Uh, Probably maybe 2 or 3 million.
So where's
I
the
don't
where's
have
the
an
contention at if you wouldn't even do more when you just Googled her net worth in order to substantiate how much you think that she should give, but you would give less if you were her?
well, this isn't my source of contention. This is just what I've seen overall from
Oh, okay.
people
I
in
got you.
comments.
So
Yeah. So
what's
this
your
is
source? So you actually would give less. I got you. So what's your source of
I,
contention?
I probably would. Um, Mine it just I don't know if I necessarily have it. I'm more just reflecting what I've noticed other people saying, and where I
No,
try to
no,
look
no,
at
no,
both
no, no.
sides.
You said
Well,
that's not your source. What now? The question is, what is your source of contention?
okay, then yeah, mine would probably be the 0.002%. So if I had 2.3 million, I'd sit back and say that 2.3 billion, I'd probably give out a few $1 million. I don't know if it'd be 10 million because I can't even conceptualize that amount of money. But in my mind, it's like when I look at it, 0.002, if I'm here making $30,000, 0.002 is what, I don't know, a couple bucks. I'd be like, if I make 30,000, but I gave the person $2 for charity, I don't know if it wouldn't make me feel right. I'd say that I'd wanna do
Okay, so
more
do you?
or
You don't have to answer this question, but I'm gonna ask you the question, and you don't have
hmm,
to answer it. How much do you make per year?
around 50.
Okay, so you make $50,000. Have you ever been asked for money from a homeless person?
No, I've given out my money to homeless people, but I've
So
never
you've
been asked
never been
directly.
asked for money. You've never seen somebody on the street and they said, "Oh," you've never seen somebody on the side of the
Oh,
freeway and they had a sign up.
yeah. I
Do
have. I
you do
have.
you give money to them every time you see them?
I can't do it every time, but some of the times I would. Yeah.
How
One of
much
my
of
friends, she actually she actually yelled at me because she was like, "You're giving out too much." And I mean, it wasn't. It was just like maybe $5 here, $2 there, three
okay.
dollars here,
Yep.
But what happened in that particular case is that there was like a small group of them, maybe 4 or 5 people and whatnot. And I had my wallet open, so I'm like, "Oh yeah, here you go, here you go, here you go." And she's like, "No, you need to quit it. It's a scam."
So when you
I,
when
I,
you see people
yes.
homeless or they holding up a sign, especially if they're in a group setting, you make
Yeah.
sure that you take care of the people.
I try. I don't have too much, but if I have extra to give, I'll definitely try
Do
because
you
that's
do it based
just
off of the
my
percentage
nature.
of how much you worth or how much you make per year?
No, mm-mm.
So why should she?
No.
Why do we count what other people should do when we don't do the thing that we're advocating for somebody else to do?
I think it's perception. If you're perceived to have a great deal of money, then I think the perception is that you have the onus to have to give even more
Yeah, but to the
so.
homeless person, you
Mhm.
got a great deal of money.
I mean,
It's
I
all
mean
based
that
off
is
of
true.
percentages, right?
Yeah, percentages and perception.
So
Because
so why shouldn't they hold you accountable the way that we're holding Oprah accountable?
I think it's just because she makes so much money. I
How do
think
you
that's
know how
purely the
much
only
money that she
reason.
has? You have no clue. First of all, you have no clue how much money that she has. Secondly, you
Mhm.
don't know how many people that she's donated to, gave to, charity, whatever like that. You have no clue, right? Because she doesn't
Mhm.
necessarily divulge that information. Third, you don't know what's passionate to her, and what's passionate to her may be different than you. And fourth, she didn't have to give anything, and she wouldn't have been wrong about it. So
Yeah.
what makes us the judge,
Mhm.
jury, and executioner of how somebody else utilizes their resources?
Oh, I think that's just society and morality. I think that's what that is. It's like
But it doesn't make it
so.
right.
No, it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right,
So
but I mean,
where's
it's
where's the
just.
source of contention again? Your personal source of contention. Now you're not speaking on behalf of the people. You're speaking on behalf of yourself. Where's your source of contention?
I think it's just okay. So mine would be just the 0.002. I think that she has the capability to help out more. Now you're
Based
right.
off
I
of
don't
what you
know.
think that she's worth.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so your source of contention is that you think that she has the capability to give out more, but you out of your own. Now you remember what I
Yep.
asked you. I said, what is your personal source of contention? Right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're saying that based off of the fact that she's worth X amount of dollars, that she has the capacity to give more. Right?
I believe so. I believe so.
Okay,
I don't.
hold on.
There's no like
All right,
factual.
let's stop. Let's stop there. Let's stop there. So your person, I just want to rephrase it and make sure that we both agree and we standing on the same thing before I go forward, right?
Yes,
Your
sir.
personal source of contention is that she's worth $2.3 billion based off of what you estimate or what it is that Google told you. And you
Yes.
believe that she should have gave more based off of that estimate, correct?
Yes. Because I didn't
Okay.
have like a
All
real
right, hold on.
hard line
Hold on.
source.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. So let's stop there. But you personally said that if you were Oprah, you would have gave less. So why would you have a personal source of contention when you wouldn't even do what you advocating for her to do if you were her?
Yeah, I think it's just because of my frame of reference. Like I've never made two
No,
hundred,
no, no,
three
no, no, no,
hundred,
no,
four
no, no, no,
hundred
no.
million.
You have enough frame
Mhm.
of reference to then say that she should do more, but you don't have enough frame of reference to say that if I were her and I had what it is that I'm anticipating, or I had what it is that I looked up that she had, that I wouldn't do it myself.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Because
don't
when
think
you
that that's hypocritical?
it is, but if I was in her situation, I can't say if I'd give out more but I know that I would
You
probably
just
give out
did.
less.
You just
I
did.
know.
You
I
said
know.
that
I
you
know.
would maybe, you think about it, $2 or $3 million. Now you switching it up and
Yeah,
you saying, but she should have gave more
yeah.
based off of what Google was saying.
So look at it from this point of view, right? Her and The Rock, they both sat back and said $10 million, right? We don't know if it was individually 10 million apiece, or if The
If it
Rock
was
donated
$5
5
million,
million.
it's more than you
Mhm.
said that you would give.
It is, because I have no real frame of reference for that sheer amount of
But you got
money.
enough frame of reference to criticize her for it, though, right?
Uh,
To have enough
uh,
to have a source of contention personally about it, right?
a little bit, yeah, 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 yeah,
This is
yeah.
crazy.
Because I think it. I know it's hypocritical. This might be just where my own
This
personal
is
morality
crazy.
might come into play. Well, look at it. Look at it from this point of view, right? I make around 50,000 a year, right? When I do go out and see homeless people, I'll give them 10, 20. I don't know how much that comes into like percentage wise, but I would assume that it's more than 0.002% of my net worth. So when you sit back and see that she makes so much money and that it's, a sliver of a fraction, it seems a bit, it doesn't seem right. And then she makes a video of it saying, hey, listen, I put in
So
money.
she's leveraging her
So
celebrity in order to bring more awareness to a problem that people would usually forget tomorrow because it's going to be another thing in the news. And so she's advocating and leveraging her celebrity and her celebrity and her rock celebrity to continue to
mm,
raise money for people that ultimately need it the most. And we all said that they needed it the most. She could have not said nothing. She could have been silent. She could have never did
yes.
nothing, and nobody would have had any source of contention or any criticism about her in the first place. But she's leveraged her celebrity in order to do so. When you saying that there's something wrong with that,
Uh, I don't know if I say that there's something wrong with it. I just think that she has the capability of doing more. Now, mind you, I still don't know
but you
where
wouldn't
her
do
money's
more.
going to.
She just got the capability of doing more.
I mean, if I'm being brutally honest, yeah, I probably wouldn't do too much more than that if I was in her situation. I wouldn't.
Wow.
I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds insane, but I mean,
I'm
I'll
glad that
help
you're
out where I
situationally
can.
aware and you know what you're saying. I'm glad
I
that you
mean,
can hear
yeah,
yourself speak and
because
you know that it sounds crazy and insane.
it does, because this is me fighting off like the factuality of something versus like my own personal feelings and emotions. Emotionally, I'd be like, yeah, I want to give out as much as I can, but factually, I'll be like, okay, well, I don't know exactly where all my money's going at any particular time, so I don't know if I could afford to give out more. So I'd err on the safer side of being like, okay, well, I'll give a little less, and then from there, maybe ask people like, hey, if you guys could help out, try to help out.
So you just did what it is that she did, except for you gave out less and you holding her accountable for it.
Well, that's why I never had like a real hardline view of it. It's a little contentious because I think she has the capability of doing more. If I was in her situation, I don't know if I'd do the exact same thing.
Well, you
So
already
I'm
said
erring
that
on
you
the
would do
side of
less.
caution.
You already said that you
Yeah,
would do
yeah,
less.
yeah. My side of caution would definitely be like, oh, save up your own personal money rather than try to give it out to somebody else. But that's always been my default, just because of how I grew up. But when I sit back and look at other people's things, that's where they're coming up with, okay, well, she makes such and such amount of money, so why can't she do more? And I kind of share that similar sentiment. Now, if I made that much money, I can't say that I would do more because I honestly don't know if I would do more than what she did. So when she's sitting back asking other people, like, hey, the door's open, then it's like, okay, well, you have the capability of opening up multiple doors all at once, and not only opening up the doors, filling up the doors. I think that's where people are like, well, I'm not too sure if it's really completely genuine on her part, or if there's a possibility that she's using this as not a publicity stunt, but more along the lines of, okay, well, what does she get on the tail end of this that'll end up making her more money for pennies
Or
on a
what
dollar?
about the satisfaction that she's actually just helping people?
That could be very true. That could be very true. That's why it took me so long to cam up, because I'm like, I don't know if I really want to try to fight
No,
this
no, no. I
argument because I
appreciate
don't
you.
know
I'm
if
not
it's a
gonna,
good.
I mean, I like to have, spirited conversations, and I appreciate you for the conversation. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you,
I
thank
mean,
you
I
for
still
having me.
fundamentally disagree, but I mean, that's what makes
Yeah.
this country great is that we can communicate, we can have conversations, we can disagree, we can agree on some things, and then we can still be friends at the end of the day.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. But
I
listen, if I make
appreciate you. Thank you, my friend.
no, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Oh,